I didn't clear.
All right, y'all. Welcome back, man. So, for the first time in a month, we got all three amigos back on set.
I'm sorry. What's your name again, man?
Hey, look, man. We not.
Hey, I'm Rodney. What's your name? Jamal, man. Nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you, man. Hey, what's this though?
I don't know where he is.
Hey, look, man. See, what happened is.
Look, the drill sergeant there, son.
I know, man. I feel like I'm back in the military, man. But hey, for those of you guys that listen, they calling me because I shaved my beard this weekend for No Shade November, and I look 12 years old. So give me about 3 months because I'm gonna cut it again next month. No, I'm gonna cut it at the end of December, and then I'm gonna let January 1st be my official start date to start growing my beard back. Cause like when people see my beard, they be like, "How long have you been growing it?" And I got like do the math and shit. But if I start in January, I just be like January, you know. So it's like it's easy.
This about the max I'm going right now.
Oh man. But look, man, we got a lot to celebrate today. We got a lot to celebrate. So first thing I want to get into is Rodney. Congratulations on the wedding anniversary.
Thank you. Clap it up for me, y'all.
Hey, tell us a little bit about your Vegas trip, man.
Vegas was dope. We had fun.
Okay.
Drank a lot.
Okay.
Went to a concert, saw OT Genesis for free.
Okay.
Not my favorite rapper, but it was a cool show. I'm not complaining, it's free.
I don't know who the hell that is.
I'm sure old. We just had a good time. We gambled, made some money, bet against the Panthers, won.
Don't say that on camera.
If you win money though, you right.
Man, I saw that train wreck happening, bro. But we had a good time, man. I'm definitely going back to Vegas to drink, party, have fun. Please go to the strip.
Any interesting stories?
Nah.
No interesting, but it was just a fun time.
Just a fun time. Husband and wife join each other.
All right, good deal. Now
7 long years.
Let's kind of get these congratulations over into the sports side.
Okay.
So we were watching the Panthers game earlier today, right? And I got a notification across my phone. And I couldn't even read the entire thing, but I knew what it said. It said, Florida State head coach Willie Taggart, effective immediately, has been fired as head coach from the Florida State Seminoles.
My question is, how can Florida State afford that? They're kind of poor.
It doesn't matter. No.
I got a question I got a question for Jamal, but I'm going to let Jamal give his feedback on how he feel about this most recent news first.
So I was actually at the Panthers game, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and somebody said, "Hey, Willie Taggart's gone." I said, "No, this can't be.
Stop playing.
Stop playing. Like no." And I looked at the same notification, and like this loud screech just kind of, I was like, "Ah!" And people were like, "What is wrong with this dude? Like, what the hell?" Like, because we didn't score when I did that. Nothing good happened on the field. So everybody,
and I was going to mention that, like, you're at a whole NFL game.
I'm at an NFL game,
and you're on your phone. You're on your phone, okay?
And the person next to me was like, "Willie's gone," and everybody's like, "What the hell is wrong with this dude? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Hey, any Florida State fans?" And nobody's like, "No."
Well, you're in North Carolina, so there's that.
Yeah, so so I had to, just now, like last 2 years, but so I just had to like kind of contain my excitement, man, and get back to watching the Panthers game, and man, this is a great Sunday, man.
All right, so who's on y'all short list and say, who are you looking at? Who are you entertaining? Who would you like to see come in?
Listen to the BS coming.
Irvin.
Why?
Look, man, he took over the state of Florida one time. Why not do it again, man?
Because every time he leaves, like something happens to the school.
Maybe he's learned from his past mistakes.
He's probably he learned how to leave a lot sooner before those allegations come down. Because as soon as he left Ohio State, the allegations came down.
He's a changed man.
Oh, okay.
He's a changed man.
So wasn't bad to work.
So you remember the University of Florida?
Yeah.
The preacher,
the murderer,
the racist.
Yeah.
He recruited all of them. Damn character.
He's a changed man. I choose to see the good in everybody, man. I see the good in Urban Meyer, man.
He saw the best in me.
Urban Meyer,
so he might get y'all a title, but it'll be 5 years of probation that comes after that, huh?
He's trending on Twitter right now.
They're not going to be Clemson. So
we'll do it if we get everybody. We will.
All right. Well, look. Let's keep this.
Let me say something.
Okay.
I was Willie Taggart much success
Uh-huh.
somewhere else. It wasn't a good idea.
Okay, now what was it? Now what was it that made his? Because I'm not a Florida State fan. I don't keep up with him. So what was it that made him so bad of a choice?
When you have the talent Florida State has, and then that talent doesn't fit with this system that he bought, and then on top of that, the too many games where they just don't look prepared to play. That's just a bad formula all the way around, man. And to keep it simple, that's pretty much what it was.
So what you just explained has been happening in the University of Michigan for about the last 5 years now?
Mm-hmm.
5, 6 years. So what is it about Michigan's situation that particular head coach has been able to stay up there and do whatever? But Florida State did he even make it 2 seasons? Did Taggart even make it 2 seasons? How long was he there?
Let me say something. Let me also say this.
You got no comment.
I have a comment. I'm just gonna save it till we get off camera. Let me say this, man.
And I mean, I'm genuinely asking.
He's spoken in pride.
There's no underlying. There's no
spoken in pride.
You are, and I'm not even gonna answer that directly.
Honestly, anybody give you no clip link.
I'm not. But one thing I want to say, we'll wrap this up because we know we got people who don't want to hear this. I will say this: the administration of Florida State is not off the hook because they're culpable in this. Because number one, they hired him too quickly. I think they just got him because he changed around a couple of programs. Let's get the guy. If you're going to give somebody some time to change the program, you got to give them enough time. However, just from the way it looked the last 2 seasons, it wasn't showing any visible improvement at all. So,
okay, we'll leave it at that.
But to kind of answer your question, somebody's last name is Harbaugh and somebody's last name is Taggart. That's one answer I'll give you. I'll say the other one after you.
Moving on.
Shifting gears.
To our
Shifting gears.
Carolina Panthers back-to-back winning seasons. They just finished their last game. They won 30-20, and the F-150s are revving.
Yeah. I heard some revving.
They're loud again. They're loud again. And let me throw out a few stats because it's what I do. So the biggest thing that jumped out at me. DJ Moore got his first 100-yard receiving game.
Let's clap it up for DJ.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Steve Seal's words got to.
So
it's possible.
Cal Allen had a bounce back game. He threw another interception, but I mean they happen. So he went 17-32 for 232 and threw for 2 touchdowns. And then Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, another receiving touchdown. And the defense, in my opinion, there's really no one person to highlight. Well, maybe 2, but we'll get into the defense later. But I think the defense had a pretty good day today and whatnot.
Spotty to me.
A little spotty. Well, let's go with bend up break. They played a lot of bend up break defense today.
Yeah.
But Jamal, I'm gonna let you go first since you was at the game today. Give me your thoughts on the game.
Classic Panthers win, and I don't really mean that in the best way.
I know what you
You know what I mean? Because I feel like conservative coaching cost us. I ain't gonna say cost us, but I believe the margins for victory could have been wider if it wasn't for some conservative coaching. Especially third and fourth quarter, man. It was a lot of cover 2, a lot of cover 3. I didn't hardly recognize any blitzes. I can't even recall one time where we did send a blitz. You know what I'm saying?
We did.
Not very much.
But not much. Not much.
Not very much. I just don't understand that. I don't understand that much fear for Ryan Tannehill. If you get what I'm saying? He's a decent quarterback, but I'm not going to be afraid to send people. And I think Dante Jackson had a Dante Jackson game.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. He got torched a couple of times, but he also made some plays out there, man. And to kind of not wrap it up, but to kind of summarize all this, Tennessee's a bad team. They're a bad team, and they shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. But we did what we had to do. It was a very pedestrian win, I would say. Yeah.
What you got, Rodney?
Kudos to Norv and them for changing up a little bit. It's a copycat league, so Tennessee obviously probably looked at what San Francisco did, and Norv knew it was coming. And shout out to Kyle Allen too, man. He stepped up today. He impressed me. He thoroughly impressed me today. And CMC is just the MVP of the year, man.
It's a bad dude, man.
That's a bad dude. Shaq Thompson, 11 tackles, a sack. Playing inspired, man. R.I.P. to his mother.
Yeah,
y'all said that last
Yeah,
year.
we did talk about that.
And then they were playing for their teammate too, Mario. Shout out to Mario. Our condolences go out to you and your family and the loss of your brother. They had his jersey out there today, man, and that was special today. They played a little inspired today.
You know, and I love it whenever we talk about Shaq Thompson. Because every time Shaq Thompson has a good day, I just feel the need to highlight the fact how the fan base is so upset when we let Tommy Davis go.
Right.
You look like little Thomas Davis out there today.
But no, he looks like Shaq Thompson. This is what he could have been doing the last 4 years had he had a legitimate chance to play.
Right.
And it's just dope. It's dope watching him finally get his shine out there and finally earn his money and all that good stuff.
One concern
Okay.
I have about our defense, man. This run defense is still
Not that
bad.
good.
It's not pretty good.
It's still kind of bad.
Some of that 3-4, man.
You're right, man. It's like that 3-4 is kind of a. It could either be really good or really bad.
Now, and here's the crazy part. You're talking about the run defense. Shaq Thompson led the team today with 11 tackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Eric Reed tied him with 11 tackles
which
today.
Is not good.
Which is not good.
You don't want
Which
your
is not
safety leading your team in
Now,
tackles.
and I didn't pay attention too much today, but I think Luke Kuechly only had like six tackles today. So I know he had a few missed assignments on a few sweep rights and whatnot. So I don't know if that's indicative of anything going forward, but I did notice that he had.
It's going to be exploited. It's going to be exploited in the next few weeks.
So how much of this is a problem with the defense versus adjusting to the new defensive scheme?
Let's just hope it's adjusting. I don't think there's a real answer for that, man, because on one hand, we're in week 9? And we're still adjusting? Yeah. It's a little bit of a concern, man.
We are who we are.
When you say that, man, but when you look at on paper, I know on paper doesn't really do much on the field, but on paper, we should be better against the run, man. And that's where I'm just, I kind of don't want to jump the gun and say we are what we are just yet, because those guys are good enough to figure it out at some point. But it's week 9.
Yeah.
Brian is a little light in the ass too, man.
Yeah.
And so he gets pushed off the spot a lot. He usually that speed rush, but he's not big enough yet.
Right.
And so that factors into it a little bit too, and Bruce Irvin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want to take a few minutes to give a shout out to the offensive line. I saw some pockets today, and I saw some blocking today that I have not seen in years
been a while, right?
from the Carolina Panthers offensive line.
Right.
That 52-yard touchdown that Christian McCaffrey
Beautiful.
had, and you were at the game, so you probably didn't see it. But when you go check out the replay on your app tonight, and I can't think of all of it, but we had 2 linemen that actually pulled around one of the guards, and you saw a wall full of black.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey just didn't get touched. And 2 of the linemen that were both pulling, they were going after the same defender.
Right.
One of them got there first, and without saying nothing, the other lineman just went to the next level, hit the linebacker, and Christian McCaffrey was gone. Like,
beautiful stuff, man.
I have never seen this before.
Hey, man, we got a whole bunch of young prospects, man. Dennis Daly He's legit. He's a legit kid.
He got owned last week, but that's
expected. He did.
Bosa's really good.
Different.
Now, with all of these young, promising prospects that we have right now, we haven't had this in the past. And because of that, our franchise quarterback has been hurt and is out right now. So, moving on into that, Mr. Cam Newton found himself in Green Bay this weekend talking to a foot specialist because his foot apparently isn't healing right now. And reports say that there's no surgery that will be scheduled, but there's no timetable set for his return, but he's expected to miss another 2 to 3 games. So, give me a guys start on Cam Newton possibly.
First of all, it ain't going to be no 2 or 3 games.
I think it's going to be a season.
It's season. It should be. You get what I'm saying? If they're not going to do the surgery, there's no need whatsoever for Cam Newton to play another game this season.
And the average recovery time for what I was told is 12 months. So if he does his surgery now, it's like you're missing half of next season. So it's just damn if you do, damn if you
So
do.
if he's missing, if they do have surgery, and he's going to end up missing some of next season, if you're in Carolina management, are you now shifting focus to Allen being your long-term quarterback?
No, absolutely not. If I'm Panthers brass, I'm not looking at Kyle Allen as a long-term solution. I look at Kyle Allen as a stopgap. I like what I have as far as him being that. I'm not looking at Kyle Allen as a future man, but
he's a trade asset down the road for a team that needs a backup quarterback, spot starter in the future. And then you have to spend a first round pick on a quarterback.
Okay. Oh, go keep going.
But we have Will Greer, man.
Dude.
we don't believe in Will Greer anymore?
Let's not do that.
Well, there's a 1 in the position at which he was taken, but there's not an ST. There's like 2 zeros. So I got another. Let me shift focus real quick. So you guys said Allen wouldn't be the long-term solution, right?
No.
So I'm going to be a little bit more blunt in my question now. Do you start entertaining, shopping Cam Newton?
It depends on. It depends on your draft positioning at the end of this year. If you're in a position to get a top 10 pick and somebody like a Tua Tagovailoa falls or the quarterback from LSU, you have to kind of take them. And I think Cam can at least get you a second round pick. Second round picks can be starters in this league.
Yeah. Well,
so you got to do it. I hate to say it, but you got to look out for your franchise.
Yeah, no, you're not doing your franchise service by not doing it. You get what I'm saying? And plus, we're talking about a big contract that he probably command, which probably is not going to be worth it. You get what I'm saying? I can't justify giving Cam Newton another 4-year deal for $20 million. I couldn't do that.
And then like he's only making $20 million next year. That's affordable,
right?
Like you got the Dallas quarterback, the little bus looking for $31 million a year. Like Cam is on the steal of a deal, so you at least have him under contract for 1 more year,
right?
And then you can extend him. It'll be like an extended trial for somebody like a Denver or Chicago.
So a former NFL MVP will essentially be on the 1-year tryout, is what you're saying.
He has to be. The thing is, this injury is so complicated, man. It's just not well defined as far as how he's going to heal and how he's going to recover. That's the wrench in all of this, man. If it was an injury was like, all right, we know he'll be good next year, that changes things a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
And then we also don't know where his mental is. Like, injuries can take a toll on your mental. We just saw Andrew Luck walk away from the game.
Agreed.
Cam has made his money. Cam has advertising dollars. Cam has like 5, 6, 8 kids now. He might want to be home and play daddy for a little bit.
I slightly disagree with that only because I think Cam is a competitor, and there's something. Yeah. I kind of believe Cam wants to play football.
This is his first time in his career having to deal with missing significant time. So I don't think he's anywhere close to where Andrew Luck was when Andrew Luck.
See, but he should have missed significant time if we were managed properly.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. We'll wait until we get some more concrete news.
That goes into the back-to-back winning season.
Right. I'm going to use that to segue into something else, okay? So this is something I came up with over the week, all right? When we're talking about the Hornets, we're talking about the Panthers. I'm trying to come up with a question every week, okay? So I'm going to say something. I'm going to make a statement and in regards to the Carolina Panthers, and I just want you guys to go, okay? In regards to expectations from college to pro and what he has done since coming to the pros, would you say that Christian McCaffrey is everything that we expected Reggie Bush to be?
Yes.
No. Only because we expected Reggie Bush to be the next coming of God. Like, I only say that because Reggie Bush was put on a pedestal I've never seen before. Which, at the time, I can't really fault anybody for doing that because I saw Reggie Bush in college. That dude was, I've never seen anything like that. You get what I'm saying? So, just slightly no, only because of how people were elevating Reggie Bush. That's the only reason I say that.
I say yes. I expected Reggie Bush to lead the league in rushing yards and be a 1,000 guy and everything like that. And Christian is on pace to do that. Yeah. Christian, to me, is the MVP of the league. Like, I expected all this from Reggie Bush. I mean, but even in college, Reggie shared the load with Lindell.
Yep.
And Christian was the all-purpose everything.
Yep.
Like he's in the NFL now.
I just saw Reggie Bush do things. I didn't see Christian.
Hey man, I see Christian do some things too, man.
Now,
like Reggie Bush.
I saw Reggie Bush do things in college that I didn't see CMC do, but I've seen CMC do things in the NFL.
NFL,
And I ain't never did. So,
right.
because when I think of Christian McCaffrey, I actually think of that front flip into the end zone that he did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When I think of Reggie Bush, I think of him getting tattooed 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage when he made his first NFL catch in the league. That is my forever image of Reggie Bush. Like, welcome to the NFL, Ricky. So
it's important to note that Reggie Bush played with I don't know how many All-Americans on that team. You get what I'm saying? And McCaffrey didn't have nearly the kind of talent he had.
Did McCaffrey play with luck a little bit? A year, maybe?
I don't know.
I think he did.
A year. I think a year.
No. The years don't add up. The years don't add up because Luck came in 1 year after camp.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the numbers won't add up.
Gotcha.
But hey y'all, we're gonna take a break real quick and then we'll be right back. All right, and we're back, y'all. So we're gonna get into our next section, talking about the 10th pick with our lovable, not so often losing Charlotte Hornets.
Not yet.
So the Hornets are coming off a week where they actually just wrapped up their 4-game West Coast trip, and they went 2-2, beating the Kings, beating the Stephen Curry-less Warriors, while losing to the Lakers and losing to the Clippers. So we got an overall record of 3-3 right now after 6 games, and we got 4 more games coming up this week. But guys, just give me your thoughts on the past week.
What you go first?
Lucky.
Come on, man.
Lucky.
I'm saying lucky. Man.
You can't be predicted to be the worst team in the NBA and then be called lucky.
Listen.
This dude don't want to give us no credit.
No, I'm not. I'm a realist. So we played the Lakers and the Clippers. Expected losses.
Okay.
We hung in tight, tough with them through 3 quarters.
Proud
of them. Fell apart 4th quarter. Young, inexperienced team.
Right.
Sacramento came in on a 5-game losing streak. It's the beginning of a new season with a new coach. We caught them at the right time.
I'm sorry. We don't have new players right now?
No, we have the same coach.
Really?
We have the same coach.
Continuity. Now, I don't know how much validity this carries, but that ESPN predictor app is pretty doggone spot on more often than not. Because we used it last year. And this week, ESPN predictor app had the Sacramento Kings with a 79% chance of, it was probably more than that, of beating the Hornets. So
they probably should have beat us, but they're in train wreck. They're trying to get it together. It's the beginning of the year. If you remember the tanking 76ers, they started out like 4-2. And they finished with 17 wins. 17, 18 wins.
Let me throw a wrench in your argument. About the Kings in particular. Let's not act like we were down double digits at some point in that game. So you got to give us a little bit of credit as a young, inexperienced team ourselves for at least getting it together and coming back and winning the game on a West Coast road trip, on an away game, on a game when you played your 3rd game in about 4 days. So come on, man. Give us some...
Next. Okay, so we played Golden State next.
Doing you wrong.
We should have blown them out.
No, not necessarily.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Not necessarily.
They had a G League roster. Our defense looked terrible for 3.5 quarters.
You're correct.
And that's not sustainable.
But we knew the defense was going to be a problem this season.
And the offense
anyway.
was bad too, man. The offense was bad. Like we were lucky to come out that game with a win. Like it's actually cool to celebrate. But I'm more excited about the actual development of the kids. I don't give a crap about a win or not. We're not making the playoffs. We're not winning more than 25 games. Sorry, Vince. But I just want to see the kids get better.
So, first of all, Vince, I don't know how you keep getting this stuff right. You do somehow. I just want to mention that. All right. So,
and for those of you that didn't listen to last week's episode, I predicted that the Hornets would be 3-3 after the West Coast road trip.
Now,
the one that I loosely predicted, and I will say loosely, is the Kings win. I said I really want to get that one, and I wasn't too confident about that. But kind of to go over the week, same thing, Lakers and Clippers. We kind of knew what to expect. I'll give us like that much credit for holding LeBron under 40. Clippers. They're the Clippers, man. They're a deep team. They did what they were supposed to do against us. Me and Rodney feel very differently about the Kings win. We really do. We do. I'm more impressed with that win than Rodney is. Because the thing is, this team in the past with Kemba Walker
would have lost that game.
I think we lose that game.
Y'all would just kill the standard.
It has nothing to do with Kemba.
No, last year, if this 4-game road trip happens last year, we come back with 0-4.
We don't win a game.
We come back 0-4.
We don't win a game.
We come back 0-4.
We don't win a game.
We've seen it. We've seen it.
Look, it ain't. I'm not talking about Kemba Walker himself.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the makeup of the team as a whole, and I'm. It more so has to do with the old guard versus the new guard, and I ain't really talking about Kemba Walker.
I want y'all to keep this saying.
Let me finish, Rodney. Let me finish, sir. Now, for the Golden State win, I felt like you in the beginning as I was watching. I'm like, man, we can't beat Golden State G League team, and we should be blowing them out, blah, blah. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, damn, it's like this is the last leg of a road trip. Now, to go back to last season, what always happened during the last game of road trips? Tell us.
We take L's.
No. We'll just take L's. It was 30, 40-point losses when those games happened. So, now, Golden State came in severely handicapped, all depleted, and you look at that on paper and say, man, we should have killed them. Not really.
ESPN predicted had them winning with like a 65% chance, too.
I don't care about ESPN. Look, Bobby Marks is with ESPN said we're going to.
Now, Jamal said something. Jamal said that last year it would have been different. Let me tell you something I noticed from last year, years past, and this year.
Talk to me.
Last year, no matter how the game would have went, we would have had Kemba Walker, Jeremy Lamb, Nick Batum, Marvin Williams, and Cody Zeller in the game, no matter how it went.
Right.
The Warriors game, Cody Zeller went to the bench. And Cody Martin 2 months ago wasn't even looking like he was going to make the team.
Right.
And and he made 2 defensive plays.
And Borrego looked like a damn genius.
He looked like a genius. That doesn't happen the last 2 years.
Look, not to sound repetitive, but it is worth noting since you made that point. It is very telling when James Borrego this summer said, I'm going to play guys who I think need to play regardless of contracts, regardless of tenure on his team, regardless of all that stuff. And we're seeing it. And I think that's a bigger change than we're giving it credit for, because you know what I'm saying. So
I give JB credit.
And look,
he's following through.
Now look, man. To Rodney's point a bit, I'm not going to be getting overly excited.
Because we're only 6 games in.
Because we know how these Decembers and Januarys go. All of us know how these Decembers and Januarys go. There might be that 10-game losing streak in there somewhere. We know how it goes, man.
So Rodney, earlier you mentioned something about development. With these first 6 games, which player are you guys most impressed with right now?
Devontae Graham.
Okay.
I was concerned about his 3-point percentage last year. He's come out blazing, leading the league with not the league, but the Hornets with 6.8 assists a game and averaging 14 a game off the bench. A true 6-man, and basically he can become a valuable asset on the trade market if you don't want to keep him, or if we need to get rid of what's the boy name? Terry Rozier.
Okay.
Also, man, PJ, man, I didn't expect this much this soon. 15 a game on 55% from the floor. The kid is smart. You guys remember I told you he's gonna be the key to us winning tonight.
Imagine if we actually ran plays for him.
Yeah. Real quick, Jamal, before you answer, I know you mentioned about Devontae Graham's points. Right now, we currently have 6 Hornets players averaging in double figures right now. So just want to throw that out before you guys can answer, Jamal.
Devontae Graham, same man. I keep going back to that adage of G League matters. I feel like it's helped him out more than anybody. I didn't expect this from him. He was leading the league in 3-point percentage, maybe up until last night because he struggled a little bit, which is fine. And more than anything, if we're not even talking about like stats, his confidence.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's out there in the fourth quarter. You get what I'm saying? JB trusts him. That's really big that your coach trusts a second-year guy, in these key moments in close games, man. I think that's very telling, man. So
okay, so check it out. The following week that we got coming up, we got the Pacers. We got Kemba Walker coming back into town on Thursday with the Celtics. We got the Pelicans, and then we got the 76ers wrapping up on Sunday. What's our record?
1-3.
1-3.
I'll go 1-3.
1-3. Okay, Vince going out on the limb. Vince is gonna say 2-2.
I'm going to say something that I may regret next week. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say we beat the Celtics.
What?
Yeah.
I don't say that.
Listen, I may look like a fool next week, but this hunch.
Stop. Dear Hornets fans, the answer is no. You cannot wear a Kemba Walker Boston Celtics jersey on Thursday.
You are a straight clown.
You can wear that one.
If you are a Hornets fan, you only can wear a Hornets jersey. Okay? So just want to throw that out there, all right?
I got into a big Facebook argument with
Why are you arguing
with a
Facebook,
chick
man?
who said, I can't wait till Kemba Walker comes back so I can wear my Celtics jersey. I'll just keep it.
We'll be sure to clown her too, okay?
Yeah, so.
All right, so look, I want to move on to Coach JB. So you guys know I've been pretty critical of JB over the summer because what he wanted to do last year, he went away from it in more ways than one. And he's kind of had that same philosophy this year, but he's actually following through with what he said he was going to do. So give me your guys' initial thoughts on JB after the first couple weeks of the season.
Let me say something to what you just said first. And I usually don't think this way, but I got a hunch. I kind of believe Hornets brass last year was like, hey man, there's a lot of dudes making a lot of money. They need to be playing.
And we need to make the playoffs.
And I kind of believe when they saw that it didn't work, someone said, maybe we should trust JB a little more. And down the stretch, we see what happened last year down the stretch. We see what's going on with the young guys this year, so possible.
So using that logic though, what do you think would have happened during the All-Star break last year that gave JB the ability to start playing the young guys a lot more?
Just seeing that whatever that we were doing wasn't working.
Just wasn't working.
Yeah, it just wasn't working.
Falling behind further and further.
Right, and I think desperation. It was like, all right, man, we really want to make the playoffs, and it's not working. I guess we're at a point we got to try something else.
Yeah.
All right, what you got, Rodney? Thoughts on JB?
I apologize for calling him Spanish Sam Vincent.
That's completely disrespectful. Sam Vincent?
Man, I
Sam Vincent.
I remember that.
I said that.
Oh my God.
I could say that because I'm part Spanish though. But,
I'm talking about Sam Vincent. Sam Vincent is a way worse insult than any racial stuff.
I'm sorry, man, but
my goodness, right?
He's really impressed me with his adjustments.
Okay.
And him trusting.
I think I just got a blood clot thinking about Sam Vincent.
And him actually trusting the young players. And actually seeing the young players actually develop under him and get better, making better choices. Bacon came out a little slow this year, but last night he lit it up. He had 25 points.
Yeah, 26.
Mm-hmm. And then Rozier,
he's gotten better.
He's gotten better through the year. And you remember all the talk. He never shot over 40. Well, he's at 43% now.
Yeah. Well, let's wait until we're a little bit further in this season before we start saying names and calling people out, and we'll do that later, okay?
And then even you look at Malik Monk. He's not averaging the points.
Are you ready to apologize to Malik Monk yet, Rodney? Not yet.
I look. I criticize people that need to be criticized.
We all do.
I'm impartial. I criticize everybody who need to be criticized.
And I ain't gonna sit here and act like I wasn't on your train.
And then like, even before the season started, I said, I hope Malik Monk's ready. Yeah. And put the work in.
We all root for him.
And I ain't saying nothing bad against the kid all year.
Right.
Even though he was sucking the first 3 games. But I'm thoroughly impressed of how unselfish he's become.
Yep.
And he's learning to pick his spots a little better. And I honestly don't. I'm saying this out of my mouth. I honestly think that breakthrough is coming through pretty soon.
You know what's funny about Malik? I mean to cut you off, but you know what I'm noticing about Malik Monk? Believe it or not, He's like actually engaged defensively.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, who is this dude? Like I feel like whatever light bulb went off or somebody talked to him or something. Like he just looks so much more engaged now.
He's that hard-headed kid that finally gets it on his last chance and getting his ass whooped all these years.
Right.
I told you not to.
He put his hand on the stove.
Yeah, he put his hand on the stove and he's like, "Oh, that really burns." It's time to play defense.
It's up, man. So we'll see what happens with going forward. But look, all right. So I'm going to ask you guys my Hornets question. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Cody Zeller, who I'm going to call Mr. Renaissance Man.
Swear to God.
No, he's lost that. He's lost because we're actually running plays for Cody Zeller now. He's having a
Never thought I'd
Renaissance.
say that.
My freak.
We're running plays for Cody Zeller. But look, the Hornets have played 6 games, and Cody has played in 5 of them.
Right.
He's had 4 double-doubles while averaging 14 and 12 overall. And we're paying him $14 million this year.
Which is actually cheap.
Which is pretty doggone cheap, considering
market rate is cheap.
Considering his production right now.
Right.
So if Cody Zeller continues to play at this level, is Cody Zeller playing his way into a contract extension or a new contract with the Hornets?
Go ahead, man.
You remember I told you, I commented this on Facebook. He's 27. He's just hitting his prime. If he can stay healthy, the dude's worth almost 17, 18 million a year. But we're in tank mode. So it depends
on in tank mode. Mitch Kupchak don't want to call it tanking.
Charlotte is a fickle place. You have to choose your words wisely.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
we agree on that one.
So transitioning is rebuild in Spanish, basically. So he said that a couple times.
Right.
And so I think Cody and Marvin are nice trade pieces at this point. I honestly think that you can get a first round pick for both of them if you want to go that route and take it really bad. Mm-hmm. But it depends on how the young players are responding and playing. If they keep this up, I see them extending Marvin and extending Cody out this year.
I disagree with you on extending Marvin. I think he's going. I think Marvin. We all can agree Nick and MKG are going. We all can agree there.
Are they on the team?
Barely.
That's Splinters on the edge, right?
You know that meme that say barely. That's me. So we all can agree. Nick, MKG, Biz also as well. I say Marvin. I agree. I think all of them are going. Cody Zeller is a wild card. I never thought I would say this, but he's the one guy. If they choose to extend Cody Zeller, nobody with sense, in my opinion, can be mad at that. You get what I'm saying?
Our fan base doesn't have sense.
Well, that's another story for another day, man. And I'm so glad you asked this question because with Cody Zeller, he may not be your long-term starter solution going down the road, but he's actually a guy I can see retiring as a doggone Hornet.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like he's just
he's like Nick Collison.
Yeah, he's that glue. And even if we have him as a backup, might be even better. You know what I'm saying? So I just that's
now,
a tricky one.
I'm actually glad you mentioned the whole backup part because with as great as Cody has played this year, we are still porous inside the paint on defensive.
Which is why I mentioned him as a backup because I think all of us. I think one thing the Hornets fan basically agree on: we all want that strong rim protector, that mean guy in the middle who protects the rim, which Bismack was supposed to be, but he got paid and forgot how to do it. So we all still want that guy. We all still craving that guy. But that still doesn't mean we don't want Cody Zeller on the team. You get what I'm saying? So put him along with that guy. And
all right. So look, I got one more Hornets related question. This was gonna be a little sketch, okay? So ever since the season has started, we've had a lot of changes within the Hornets organization.
Yeah.
They've switched over to Chick-fil-A, which they'll start serving their food next season.
Drink is overrated.
They left Papa John's and they went to Domino's Pizza.
Bad move.
Overrated.
Bad move. Domino's sucks. You must be
Papa
crazy.
John's is trash too.
Man, Domino's sucks.
Ticket prices have lowered, but they are still more expensive than what we feel like they should be given the state of the team right now. We got the Hornets reps calling us, trying to sell us packages, using other teams in their marketing, this, that, and the third.
Disrespected.
accessibility to Mike.
What they gonna do? We can't go to the stadium anymore.
We had a friend. We had a friend that was at the game, and he was in the suite, in the exact same suite with Mike. Tried to take a photo of Michael Jordan. No, it was through his work. It was through his job. And basically, Michael Jordan had a staffer stand in between him and the guy, so the guy couldn't take photos of him. And then add that to the fact that depending on who your TV provider is, sometimes we can't even watch Hornets home basketball games because the contract expired. So with all of these hurdles that we have to go through to watch the Hornets play, like, should we even be supporting them?
Well, I'm going to support them because they're my team. But as far as your question,
they're only your team because you live in Charlotte.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Be honest with you, man. The Hornets dropped the ball. They should be Carolina's team. They should have support in South Carolina, North Carolina, some of Virginia. And when I say support, I mean the way that we go out of our way to go to the games, to watch the games.
Well, let me answer this. As far as the TV stuff goes, inexplicable. I mean, absolutely inexplicable, man. They thoroughly dropped the ball on that, man.
Especially with like Raleigh and Greenville and Greensboro. It's
that's
too big, man.
I can't even really find words, and I'd like to know their reasoning for it. I'll play devil's advocate just a little bit, because it has to be asked. I just wonder, did their interest in expanding these markets have to do with low viewership? That's the only thing I can think of, because outside of that, man, it's inexcusable. Now, as far as the dude taking pictures of Michael Jordan, act like a grown-up dude. I'm sorry, man. I love Michael like the next guy, but I'm not. As a grown man, I'm not gonna sit there and act like a groupie.
And I wasn't there. I don't know how heated he was.
Michael.
And I wouldn't do it. It's just not me. But moments before he tried to get a photo of Mike, he actually took a photo with Mitch Kupchak. So he took a photo. Mitch
Kupchak, Michael Jordan.
For the last 35 years.
Is it really that bad though? If someone snap a photo with,
if you had photos snapped of you and people poking and proud of in your life for 35 years,
thank you.
You get tired of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Be honest with you.
And I've had this discussion about him before, man. And I can't imagine what it's like to constantly have eyes on you all the time.
Yeah, honestly,
when you can't just sit at a basketball game and just enjoy the basketball game.
And people lying on you, say you own prisons and stuff, and you don't care about black kids and all that other stuff.
So push through all of these tough times in hope of.
But the TV stuff and the marketing stuff I don't defend that at all, man. They not to be too long about it, but I see like good changes basketball wise. I think we're trending up because of the direction. At least we're not going to win more games right now, but I like that part of it. But I see a trend down with the marketing stuff, because when we were in Kimba mediocre land, the marketing was A1, in my opinion. That part was fine. Now it's just like, what the hell y'all doing, man?
It's corny.
It's corny from top to bottom, man.
I mean, business-wise, as far as sponsors, they're winning. On the court, it's been coming short for the past 5 years.
Yeah, right.
But I'm liking the direction that Mitch is taking the team, even though he's not a sociable person.
At all.
He does it his way. He doesn't have to explain it.
His interviews are terrible most of the time.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. But I'm to the point where I trust him.
Okay.
I trust his player evaluation.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
All right, we'll leave it on that. So we're gonna take another break, and then we'll be right back for our culture segment. All right. All right, y'all, we're back. We're going to wrap this up with our culture segment. And the culture is actually going to tie into sports. So it's going to be more so the sports culture. But for anyone that's been keeping up with it, earlier this week, the NCAA took a vote, and reportedly they voted unanimously to approve athletes to start making money off of their likeness. About freaking time.
Long overdue, man.
It's going to be some stipulations.
So yeah. So I believe all the conferences and all the colleges, they have until I think 2021 to make the necessary changes to the current rules and all that good stuff. But give me guys' initial thoughts on all that.
About damn time in Jamal's words, but it's going to be some consequences to it. It's going to be stipulations and everything like that.
Yep.
It's not going to be the financial windfall people think it is.
Right.
It's just select athletes that are going to be able to make money off their names. This should have been done 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly tired of kids getting exploited, but bring NCAA football back for Xbox.
That was my first thought. So when is NCAA football coming back?
NCAA 2021, let's go.
When you say
Dynasty mode. Let's talk about the important stuff.
When you say that only select athletes will be able to like truly, what expound on that?
Listen, man. The star lacrosse player for Davidson College is probably not raking in the money when it comes to marketing stuff.
Now,
what I mean with that is, they're 5-star recruits every year. Schools, the boosters and everybody are going to get them ad dollars and stuff like that. You're going to get burned enough times where this 5-star athlete doesn't work out. So you're going to be more actually judicious with your money and who you're going to give it to. So it's going to balance itself out eventually. But people like the Zion and the RJ Barrett are always going to make the money.
Right.
So you're looking at it more so from these players getting like sponsorships.
Shit,
right.
Now, are they able to get sponsorships? Are they able? Because that's more like a.
I'm thinking like you do a commercial for Bob's Barbecue. In Durham or something like that.
Something like that. Interesting story. A few years ago, Jay Billis was on TV talking, and he's very, very passionate. He's been very passionate about this subject. And they were doing like this kind of a live thing where he was on the NCAA's website. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is back when Tim Tebow was God at Florida, right? So they're on,
who was his coach at the time? Keep going.
The future Florida State coach. So they're on the NCAA's website, right? So you have these jerseys, and of course they don't have names on them. They say number 5, number 1, whatever Tim Tebow's number was. I forget what it was. He goes to the search bar and he types in the name Tim Tebow, and that number, whatever jersey, comes up. If that's not blatant exploitation, I don't know what is.
Hey, Tim Tebow doesn't mind being exploited. They shouldn't get paid according to him.
Wow,
you know better.
Interesting. So
he says that.
That's interesting. So with that kind of stuff, kind of alluding to what Rodney just said, I think those type of athletes are going to benefit more so than, like I said, the college volleyball player at Davidson does. So that changes stuff a lot.
I buy the volleyball girls.
I think your 4 and your 5-star football and basketball athletes, I think they're going to benefit from this immensely for what you guys just said. But those lower tier or lesser known athletes, I think they will still be able to benefit.
I mean, like a basketball camp or football camp, they get paid off.
They would just have to work harder.
Right.
And I keep going back to D. Strong, who was the UCF kicker, who actually had to quit playing football because he had monetized his YouTube channel.
Right. So stupid.
So who the heck is watching UCF football?
Right.
Who the heck is paying attention to the place kicker?
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
And if a kicker was able to monetize his YouTube channel, I don't watch volleyball. You don't watch lacrosse.
I do watch volleyball.
You don't watch tennis.
For the wrong reasons.
But there is a market. There is a market out there for it. So there are people out there who watch tennis. So.
And look, there gonna be some athletes out there selling their autographs, which wasn't allowed in the beginning, but it's totally be allowed now. So I mean, it'll. I agree with you, man.
And to be honest with you, I don't think each and every single athlete will be out there looking to make money. I don't. I think that this just gives the kids the ability to do so, and I think the response from the kids will actually be less than
what counts for this country to make that money.
One thing we haven't talked about, and Rodney alluded to this too. There's going to be some sticky legislation because there's somebody out there who says, "Hey, if you're going to make money, we need to tax it as income."
He's an idiot.
He's a moronic. Like, no, like I think that's giving him too much credit.
It's very interesting how
he's a dummy.
I find it very interesting how politicians can go after athletes and who want to tax their income, but yet you have CEOs worth $115 billion who barely get taxed.
You know what?
And they get corporate welfare.
I saw something on Facebook earlier this week. There's a new trend starting, and it's called "Okay Boomer." And basically, what it is like.
I'm interested already.
Anytime a boomer denigrates the younger generation for something, they don't even respond with some sort of explanation. They just say, "Okay." Well, so basically, like I don't even know what this dude Burr. What is his position? He's a senator. Yeah. So with Senator Burr saying that these scholarships should be taxed, it's so idiotic of a argument. You just okay, boomer.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
okay, boomer.
Like that's
where I'm at with it. Like, and that's what I expect from the boomer generation.
Got you. Right.
That's what I expect. And basically, the okay boomer market or movement is basically saying like we're tired of all these boomers profiting off of themselves and holding everybody else back because they're so oppressive and all this stuff. Yeah. So it's basically like get the hell out of my face. Yeah. And when I saw that tweet from him, that's the response that came from me. We just okay boomer. Yeah. Just okay boomer.
There you go.
So you guys are gonna see that on my social media.
I may adopt that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But look, let's move into our shout outs real quick. All right. So Rodney, you was out last week, so we're gonna let you go first.
I have a shot at. So my shot is at CMS.
Okay.
What now?
So they're the 18th largest school district in the country with 147,000 students.
And can't keep a superintendent.
And cannot keep a superintendent to save their life. Clayton Wilcox was recently fired for Ernest Winston. This makes the fifth superintendent in a decade. 5 in 10 years. They wouldn't expound on the reason why he was fired. They was like, well, for purposes we can't say anything. But some news has come out, but basically has recently came out and said he said racist and insensitive comments about females. The superintendent before Heath something, he was fired because he was a tyrant. What is their vetting process?
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
What is their vetting process? Why is CMS falling behind? Is CMS too big?
Right.
Do we need to split it up?
I think so.
And honestly, why are we resegregating? When me and Jamal were in CMS, it was racially balanced. Now it's just like, okay, the black pockets right here, the white pockets right here.
Hey, you black kids, Hardin, West Charlotte, West Neck.
You stay over there. Stay over there. Stay on the west side.
Right.
And so it's just like, where is Charlotte going? We need to elect better school board officials. A couple elections are coming up. Parents look at the issues. Would you send your kid to CMS with this unstable environment? Ask yourself that and think about that. And please go vote. Please
support.
Get some people with like minds to you in office. That's all I gotta say.
What you got, Jamal?
First and foremost, my sincerest condolences to Mario Addison. I know Rodney said something early, but that was actually my shout out. It's another young person taking another young person's life, and it's just a really bad trend of young black men being at war with each other, man, and everywhere. And we're a Charlotte podcast. We talk about it in terms of our city a lot, man, but it's everywhere, man, and it's never not disappointing. Every time I see it, it's disappointing every single time.
And the crazy thing is, at this time, we probably know at least 2 or 3 murder victims within the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, I found out I actually know one murder suspect.
We both know a murder suspect. We just leave that alone.
We'll save that for another day. As far as any other shout-outs, man, I just want to shout out Rodney again for saying how ridiculous it was that 8-Ball MJG could even compare to Mobb Deep. Other than that, man, shout out to Charlotte, man.
All right.
Shout out to the Jetta team for another dope.
Hey man, you want to go to sleep? Put on my DB though.
Yeah.
Got me twisted.
Oh man, my own.
This is blasphemous.
My shout out is actually going to be pretty positive today, and I'm going to keep it related to sports. I want to shout out the players of the Miami Dolphins football team.
Fancy trying.
Seriously, for not going out there and intentionally trying to tank,
right?
For intentionally losing, because it is blatantly obvious that the organization is trying to take. Because they played Pittsburgh, Rodney. We talked about this earlier. They played Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, and they jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
Yeah.
And I got a homegirl who's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and she texts me like the monkey emojis with the closed eyes, and every time she texts me, I'm like, because like she's a West Virginia fan and she's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so every time she texts me, it's like some sports related stuff, and she does like, wait, the Steelers losing? So I turned on the score, I turned on the TV, and I see that the Dolphins are up 14-0, and they're playing awesome football. And I think it was late in the second quarter, going into halftime, and it was like 4th and 23. The Steelers had the ball, 4th and 23, and the Miami Dolphins went cover 0, all out blitz. They went cover 0, all out blitz.
They can't even lie.
Who does that? And the Steelers actually scored on that play.
Man, I was looking at that same game, and there's one thing that came to mind. I said, man, Mason Rudolph is not that good. As a matter of fact, he's not good, period. There ain't no way, man. This is way more blatant than the 76ers.
Oh, my God. But they they ended up winning today. They actually beat the New York Jets to get their first win in the season. They legitimately
I don't think you
happy.
I think if you even try to lose, you can beat the Jets.
I don't know, man, but from the few clips that I saw, it looks like the players are actually trying to win. So I always respect and appreciate that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the Miami Dolphins players and a big middle finger to the actual organization. And that's my shout out.
Yeah.
So hey, appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys for watching.
Splash Stash. Rodney's back on the podcast. Mob Deep his ass. MJ and Baller JG.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next week, y'all. All right.
Urban Meyer, the Florida State.
Appreciate y'all.